Reliance Industries earnings, as Darshan pointed out, an unexpected drop in refining margins and a weak petrochemical business hurt Reliance Industries in the December quarter. Profit generated by the core business fell even as the retail arm shone. Somit Sarkar is joining in to tell you all about the fine print. Somit, overall, what are the key numbers telling you?
Good morning, Alex. Overall, if you see, the numbers were weak compared to last quarter on a standalone basis. The revenues were down nearly 1%. The EBITDA declined by nearly 6% compared to last quarter, which is the biggest drop in over 4 years. EBITDA margin came in lower at 14.9%, while the net profit was down nearly 1.2% to close to 9,585 crore rupees. The gross refining margin, that's the key number for Reliance Industries, came down 2% to close to $9.2 per barrel. Now, operationally, the numbers were below estimates due to weaker petrochemical performance, but the net profit was aided by higher other income, lower tax rate and lower employee costs. If you see the other income, that was up nearly 9%, while tax as a percentage of profit before tax stood at close to 18.5% versus 20.8% reported by the company last quarter. Employee cost was also down nearly 21% compared to last quarter. Now, if you see the segment-wise performance, petrochemical business, that was the weakest, but revenues were down nearly 4%. EBIT declined by nearly 22.7%, which is the biggest drop in at least the last 17 quarters. And the numbers were weak due to a sharp decline in products present. This is despite the fact that the volume numbers were flat for Reliance Industries compared to last quarter. On the refining segment, the refining performance was in line with analyst estimates. The revenues were up 7%, EBIT was up 14%, and the numbers were aided by higher volumes, which were up nearly 8.4% compared to last quarter to close to 18.1 million metric tons. On the consolidated side, if you see the retail business, the revenues were up 27%, EBIT was up 58%. This is despite the economic slowdown that we have been seeing in the industry, but also the number was ahead of the analyst estimates, and this is the highest ever EBIT number reported by the company. And if you see the debt number of the company, now the consolidated debt was higher by nearly 5% to close to 3,06,800 crore rupees, but the company's cash balance also jumped up by nearly 14%, thereby keeping its net debt under check. The capital expenditure incurred by the company, the consolidated capital expenditure incurred by the company during the quarter was close to 14,000 crore, which is the lowest in the last 8 quarters, in line with what the company's statement has been, that they have been declining the capital expenditure going forward.
Now, Somit, there's also Reliance Jio, which reported numbers, and there's higher revenue per user on an average, but the slowing subscriber addition limited the telecom operators' growth in the December quarter, right?
Well, exactly what you said, Alex. If you see for Reliance Jio compared to last quarter, the numbers were an operational mess. The revenues were up nearly 6%. EBITDA was up 8.6%. Margins came in marginally higher at 40%. Net profit was up 36%, but that was because the company adopted the lower tax rate. Adjusted ARPU, if you see, now this is adjusted for the interconnect usage revenues that the company has earned, that was up only 0.7% to close to 128.4 crore rupees. As I said, net profit was aided by lower tax rate. The tax as a percentage of profit before tax stood at close to 19.4% as against 35% last quarter. The EBITDA, that was aided by lower employee cost which was down nearly 15% compared to last quarter. Now, tariff hikes and IUC recharges aided the growth. Now, subscriber addition for the company was the slowest in since it started reporting its numbers. Now, it added only 1.48 crore subscribers in the third quarter of financial year 2020. Because of this lower subscriber addition, the total data consumption and the total voice traffic on its network also grew the slowest since it started reporting its numbers. And in this quarter, the company also reported an exceptional loss of nearly 177 crore rupees related to the AGR dues.
All right, thanks so much for that, Somit.